So till now we have discussed how to classify the transactions into operating activity, investing activity and financing activity. The main thing which you have to keep in mind that you have to observe whether it is a financial enterprise or a non-financial enterprise. Obviously a financial enterprise will be dealing in accepting deposits and giving loans, and you have to decide according to that so you have to decide that if it is a financial enterprise, obviously it will be accepting the deposits and it will be paying the loans and it will be dealing in securities. And the main revenue for a financial enterprise is interest and dividend received from the securities. Obviously they will be paying the interest also and they will be receiving the interest also. So interest will be a major revenue for them. For a non-financial enterprise, obviously revenue will be from their sales, whatever they are producing, that they will be selling, or whatever they are purchasing, that they will be selling. So that will be a revenue for them. So you have to think about whether it is a financial enterprise or a non-financial enterprise. On that basis, you will be deciding. See, interest will be an operating activity for a financial enterprise, but at the same time, interest will be a non-operating activity for a non-financial enterprise. So if interest has been asked for a non-financial enterprise, it will not be classified as operating activity. It will be classified as investing activity. Suppose you take it as that you have started a business of mobile phones. You are having some spare money. You have invested that money into some shares or some debentures or some bank FDs. Now you will be earning that interest or dividend on these shares or debentures. So whatever earning you are doing there, that will be classified as income from investing activity for a non-financial enterprise. So I hope this confusion is not there now. So because interest and dividend will confuse you most of the time. Since morning I am focusing on that point only. So I am especially discussing this point again so that it should not confuse you in future about the treatment of interest and dividend in case of financial and non-financial enterprise. So for a financial enterprise, I told that interest and dividend, whatever they are receiving or even they are paying, you can see this also, B point, interest paid or interest received and dividend received. Both will be operating activity. Both will be operating activity. But for a non-financial enterprise, when they are receiving any interest or any dividend, obviously it will be termed as investing activity. Why it will be termed as investing activity? Because they have invested their spare money into some instrument, into some security, and this is not their core activity. This is out of their core activity. That's why it will be termed as investing activity. And when you have invested money somewhere, the money which you are receiving in return of that investment, that will be also termed as investing activity. So for a non-financial enterprise, again, when they are paying interest, now coming to the part of interest payment. So now why they will pay interest? They will pay interest because they have borrowed some money. And for what purpose they have borrowed? They have borrowed for their business. So when they have borrowed money, that is actually financing activity. They are doing financing of their business. So obviously whatever interest they are paying at that time, that will be classified as financing activity. So for a non-financial enterprise, if they are receiving interest and dividend, that is only because of investing activity. If they are paying any dividend or any interest, that will be because of financing activity. So dividend paid will always be a financing activity. See, banks also need capital. Banks also need borrowed funds. So if they are using that funds for their capital purposes, So whatever dividend they are paying to their shareholders, that will always be a financing activity for both of them, whether it is a financial or a non-financial enterprise. If they are paying any dividend, that will always be a financing activity. I hope you can go through the meaning of cash and cash equivalents once before we proceed. Cash and cash equivalents include cash in hand, cash at bank, then marketable securities or current investments, treasury bills, commercial paper, short-term deposits, checks and drafts in hands. So these all are the components of cash and cash equivalents. Now see the first point and you will reply in chat box. Keep replying in the chat box. So first transaction is cash sales. So cash sales will be classified as operating activity or investing activity or financing activity or cash and cash equivalents that you have to tell. So first point is cash sales. Now, obviously, you should remember the definition which you have studied in class 11th. What is the definition of sales? Definition of sales is sale of goods will be termed as sales. So dealing in goods is your main operating activity. It's a main revenue generating activity. Cash sales is your main revenue. So obviously it will be always a operating activity. Okay, next is purchase of building. Now you can think it is not mentioned here whether it is a non-financial enterprise or it is for a financial enterprise. You have to think. In such case, we will always think from the viewpoint of a non-financial enterprise. And now a non-financial enterprise is purchasing a building. So it is not a regular activity of a non-financial enterprise. Even for a financial enterprise, it is not a regular activity. So it will be because it can be operating activity only for a property dealer. In that case, because it is not mentioned here, so we have to think as common. We cannot think specific. So in such case, obviously when we are purchasing building, we are purchasing a fixed asset. And acquisition of fixed assets, long-term assets will be classified as investing activity. So it will be an investing activity. Then dividend paid. So dividend paid, few minutes back only I told, whatever type of organization it is, you will be always you will be paying dividend to your shareholders. And shareholders are the people who have provided you the capital for your business. So there is only one single reason for which you will be paying the dividend. And that is that you have get your finance from the shareholders for your business. So that's why it will always be a financing activity. Now cash paid to trade payables. Now what are the components of trade payables? Creditors and bills payable. Creditors are the suppliers of your raw material or your goods in which you are dealing. So obviously paying them cash is a part of operating activity. Okay, now next is redemption of debentures. So when you are redeeming debentures, what you are doing actually? You are repaying the amount which you have borrowed from your debenture holders. So obviously, when you have accepted that money, that is called borrowed fund, that was a source of finance for you. So it will become a borrowed fund will become a part of your capital, your finance for the business. So it will be a financing activity at that time. And when you are repaying that loan amount in the form of redemption of debentures, obviously it is returning the capital amount. It is returning the borrowed funds. That will also be classified as financing activity. See, this topic is very crucial. Sometimes students take it very casually. You may get about 2-3 marks question on this topic only in the exams. So you should be first able to classify various transactions into operating, investing, and financing. Then only you will be able to prepare the cash flow statement. And it's a very long question. And full-fledged question you will get for 6 marks in your practicals. Full-fledged 6 marks questions you will get in your board exams also for this topic. So please take it seriously. Now, purchase of investment. Purchase of investment will be what type of activity? Just try to answer in the chat box. I have opened the chat box. Please answer only in the chat box. Purchase of investments will be what type of activity? Yes, very good. Okay. Purchase of investment will be a investing activity. Obviously, your main operating activity is buying and selling of goods or manufacturing and selling of goods. That is your core activity. That is called operating activity. Your core activity doesn't include anything that you can invest money anywhere. That you are doing only for the purpose of using your idle money to earn some profit for you, to some income for you. So it will be an investing activity. This whole exercise will go in vain if I will do it again, only because of the reason that on the first time you are not paying attention to this exercise. Now, short-term deposits in bank. What type of activity it will be? Short-term, yes, very good, very good, very good. Short-term deposits in bank. So, see, you are just depositing your cash into bank for short-term. So, what is happening? That you are just converting your cash into bank. Nothing is happening. So, it will be a cash and cash equivalent. Your cash balance will reduce and your bank balance will increase. So that's why it will be cash and cash equivalents. Then cash received from trade receivables. So cash received from trade receivables. Now again, what are the components of trade receivables? Debtors and bills receivable. So you are receiving cash from your debtors, and who are the debtors? Those you have made the credit sales. So obviously it will be an operating activity. Yes, Renuka, very good. You are sending correct answers. Arya, Romanchak. Some students are sending correct answers. And those, even if we'll try, it will also be appreciated. It doesn't mean that you can't give wrong answers, but it should be clear that what type of mistakes you are doing and where I should make you these things clear. Issue of share capital or debentures. Obviously, for what purpose I am issuing shares? I am issuing shares or debentures for the purpose of getting finance for my business. So that's why it will be a financing activity. It will be a financing activity. Then bank balance. So the bank balance is actually a component of cash and cash equivalents. Bank balance is a component of cash and cash equivalents. So in exams, generally 2-3 marks question generally come only for this topic. That's why I am practicing this. You will find about 4 or 5 illustrations in the beginning of this chapter only for this purpose, either to classify in inflow or outflow, or either to classify into operating, investing and financing, or cash and cash equivalents. So such questions will be surely coming in your exams also. So just do a little bit practice for this also. Income tax paid. Now, income tax paid, taxes paid will also be a part of your operating activity. Until and unless it is specifically mentioned that you are paying tax because of some investing activity, it will be classified always as operating activity. Operating activity. Because sometimes we have invested money somewhere and tax has been levied on there. So that tax will be part of a investing activity. But such type of question is rare to come. Like securities transaction tax is there. So whenever you purchase any security or you sell any security, you have to pay that tax. So that tax will become a part of your investing activity. Selling and distribution expenses. If you remember the formula for operating expenses, last time we have studied that formula in ratio analysis. So administration and office expenses, selling and distribution expenses. These all are part of operating expenses, if you remember. So whatever selling expenses you are doing it for the purpose of sales. So that's why it will always be a operating activity. Now sale of building. You can see here when I purchased building, it was investing activity. Now when I'm selling that building, so whatever cash I will be receiving, that will be only because of investing activity, because it is not my main business. But if somehow I give you an example here that XYZ is a property dealer, or you can say it is a construction company. So when the construction company is selling its buildings, obviously this is their core activity. At that time, it will become an operating activity. Otherwise, it is an investing activity. Yes, very good. Okay, then interest paid on debentures. Now I am paying interest on the debentures. Why I am paying interest on debentures? Because I have issued the debentures. And meaning of issue of debentures means that I have got some borrowed funds. So on that borrowed funds, I am paying the interest. That will also be a part of financing activity, because borrowing is a part of financing activity. Now next is sale of non-current investments. So when you are selling your non-current investments means long-term investments. So when you have invested the money in non-current investments, it was investing activity. Now when I am selling it, it will also be a part of investing activity. Repayment of long-term loan. Now, when I'm repaying the amount of long-term loan, first think over that when I borrowed that long-term loan, that was part of which activity? That was part of, again, financing activity. Because issuing debentures is almost similar to that. You can issue debentures, you can issue bonds, you can accept any loan from any bank. All are the same things. So when you are repaying that amount, you are redeeming that amount, that will also be a financing activity. So I hope how to classify any transaction into operating, investing and financing, that is much clear to you now. If you have any query regarding any point or any confusion regarding anything, you can ask. Just do practice from your textbooks. This is the first basic topic of this chapter.